So we're gonna start by boiling our pigeon peas, and I always like to pre-boil the pigeon peas. It gets that castor taste out. Now if you had fresh pigeon peas, you can use that, but today I'm using frozen pigeon peas, which was sponsored by Food Down Supermarkets, and that's 2 4-ounce packets, so 8 ounce in total. So we just want to bring this up to a boil. It's gonna lose that green color that it has. It's gonna look a little like pale green, and that's what you want. So guys, the pigeon peas, it's finished. It has a light pale green color. So when you drain it, just take your colander or strainer, place it back onto the pot, and allow all of that liquid in there to dry out. You want the peas to be really dry, because if it's wet, it's gonna burst through the dough. So I'm going to allow this to drain properly and cool down completely before we continue. So to season the filling, the peas filling, we're going to use some sliced garlic, some bandania or culantro. I have 1 hot pepper, and you can use 2 pimento peppers, or I'm using a Mad Hatter's pepper. So I'm going to add this to the peas. And what I'm going to do is fill the peas with some of that seasoning into the cavity of my mill. And you can use a food processor for this if you wanted. And all you have to do is grind this. So to finish season this pigeon peas, I'm going to go in with a little bit of geera, just like we would when we're making dhalpuri. I'm just putting a little bit, I don't want too much in there to overpower the flavor. And I'm going to season with salt to taste. Now you want to mix to incorporate that salt and that jeera evenly. Baking soda. So I'm going to go in with my baking soda and baking powder. And for dhalpuri, I always like using a little more baking powder. You want to mix that to combine properly. Now I'm going to go in with a little hotter than lukewarm water. So you want to throw in your water and mix with your fingers to bring it together, and then you can use the squeezing method like this. Squeeze with your fingertips to bring it together, and when you're bringing it together, you want it to feel like a medium dough. Okay, now I'm going to bring all of the dough together, and I'm going to do this until I have a really smooth dough. You want that gluten in your dough to form. I always tell you guys that when you're kneading flour, you have to allow the gluten in the flour to form, and that's what's going to help give you a really nice roti. So after about 2 minutes of kneading, we're going to go ahead and cover this with a damp paper towel. And the damp paper towel is going to prevent it from drying out on the top and forming a skin. And then cover it with a tea towel. And we're going to allow it to rest here for about 10 minutes. So my dough is finished resting. What I'm going to do now is break the dough into smaller dough balls. Once you form the dough balls, cover it, and we're going to allow it, and we're covering it with a damp paper towel again, and we're going to allow it to rest for 10 minutes. Okay, now we have to take our dough balls after it's rested, and we're going to open out the dough balls, and you want to open out the dough balls a little thinner on the ends, because when we bring it up to seal, you'll get back that thickness. So always leave the center a little bit thicker than the ends. So open it out like this, and we're basically making a pocket for that filling to go in there. So hold it like this, not flat out like this. You want to hold it upwards like this, so you create that pocket. And then you're going to go in with your filling. Now because this is pigeon peas, you see how it holds together really well. So you just want to pick up a handful, place it in the middle, press down, and you're going to press it in like this. And you see how it's forming that pocket, and you're going to bring up all of the ends like this. And try not to use too much of dry flour, because if you do use a lot, it's not going to stick and it's going to open out when you go to cook it. So you squeeze here like this. It's a squeeze to seal here. And then I'm just dipping it in a little bit of dry flour. This will prevent it from sticking to our surface. And then we're rolling it out to distribute that peas in there. So you're going to roll like this to distribute that peas. So to make the roti, you want to start by sprinkling your surface with some dry flour. Now take one of your dough balls and you're going to open out your dough ball. So what you want to do is press from the center and go out, so you're distributing that peas. And then you're going to press the ends really thin. Now when you're rolling out your dough, you want to press more on the ends. So press more on one end, then the next end. And then you turn it. You continue again. Press more on the ends. So once you've rolled it out really thin, now it's time to cook this roti. So I'm going to start by placing some oil, just a little bit on my tawa, and my heat is on a medium for this. We're just doing this so the roti doesn't stick. And you're going to place it on your tawa. And we're going to allow it to cook on this side for about 20 seconds until you see small bubbles start forming. Can you guys see those bubbles? Now we want to flip this over, and I'm just going to lightly brush this side with some oil, and I'm going to allow it to cook again here for 20 seconds. You can see that it's starting to swell. I'm going to flip this over, and now we have to oil this other side. It smells so good already. I can smell all of the seasonings in there. Now we have to allow it to cook. And you want it to cook until it has a nice golden brown color. Okay, so the first peas puree is finished. I'm just going to place it into my container and I'm going to continue cooking the rest of them. So this is the last roti I'm cooking here. See how it's swelling really nicely? That's what you want. Just this has some small pinholes on it, but that's okay. Really perfect. So guys, here you have it, my recipe for pigeon peas puri. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me just break or burst into one so you guys can see. Look how perfectly soft and tender this roti is. Absolutely perfect, and I can't wait for you all to give this recipe a try. So if you make it, let me know down below what you think. Thank you for watching. So thank you all for requesting this recipe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.